everybody. Brian David Marshall here from the Tournament Center at Pro Tour Magic Origins in lovely Vancouver, Canada. I'm here with Joel Larsson. Joel, you sat down at our featured draft table this morning. All your picks are in the draft viewer, and we're able to walk through them with you. And we were talking a little bit before the draft about colors, and blue-green's not your favorite color combination to be in.
No, I think it's probably the worst one. Maybe white-black is among those lines, but I think it's probably the worst one.
So, but you know, much like an all-night diner, sometimes it's the only thing that's open and you have to go there, right?
Yep, sometimes you're hungry.
All right, so let's take a look at your table first. Here we see you're getting passed to by Scott Lipp. Mike Sigrist is one away. You're passing to Fujimoto. Do you ever look at your table and think about it all, who's there? You're just like, all you care about are the cards.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're all Magic players and I have to beat them eventually, so whatever.
All right, let's take a look at that first pack that you had to face. And now, what stands out to you here? Like, are there any cards that get you excited about where you're going to go?
Not really. I think this is a pretty weak pack. We have the Spoiler Souls, which only is good in like really aggressive decks. And I think it's hard to get a real aggressive deck in black. So I was looking more to Reedy Bones, Charging Griffin, and Conclave Naturalists. I don't like green. I think it's the worst color. But I think that Conclave Naturalist is such a strong card that it goes over Reedy Bones and Charging Griffin.
Right, you like it better than both Llanowar Empath and Yeva's Force Mage.
Yes, and I also think Bounding Crassus is a very hard first pick, especially if you don't like blue-green from the start.
And it doesn't really compel you to be blue-green. Like, there's not a huge reward for it.
No, I mean, it's obviously great, but it's not a bomb in any sense.
Okay, so let's take a look where you go from a Conclave Naturalist.
Yeah.
What's standing out to you here?
Well, I think the best cards is like Skyrake Giant, Charging Griffin, Rock Maulers, and Timberback Wolf. And since I already have a 5-drop, and as we all know, 2-drops are super important in this format, I think I need to take a 2-drop. So I went with my green card and
okay, so you're going to stay on the color. Nothing's making you want to switch here. And even though Rock Maulers is objectively more powerful than Timberpack Welch.
I think they're actually pretty close.
Really?
But, I mean, it's objectively much more powerful when you cast it.
Sure.
Which you are, I mean, some games not even going to be able to do because it's so fast, this format. But
okay, so 2-drop Timberpack Wolf.
Yes.
And now we get to our third pick.
Yeah.
And what's going on here? The only real green card is Herald of the Pantheon.
Yeah, and it's a 2-drop, so it's fine. Like, I'm in mono green right now, so I can easily be green-white. So I can roll those enchantments, like playing for lower cost, like Lift of the Higher Master.
So suppression bonds.
Exactly, and it's a 2-drop, which is perfect for this format.
So
I'm taking the Herald here, trying to stay on color as well.
So Herald of the Pantheon is the pick.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like Nantuko Husk we see, and we see, but we haven't seen anything that you've passed and you've been like, oh, I can't believe I didn't have to take that, right? They've been fairly soft packs.
Yeah, they've been fairly soft, nothing too exciting for sure.
Okay, so let's keep moving on. We get to pick 4 here. Is there anything that's going to get you off of green or?
No, especially when there's Valor and Wardens in the pack. I mean, it's one of the probably top 3 uncommons in green, right? So it's super good. And like, sure, I guess I'm green then.
So 1-3 for 3, pretty good defensively, but if you ever hit with it or hit with any other creature.
Yeah, you're going to draw a card, it becomes a 3/5, it's going to be huge in the early games. I'm pretty happy to see that card, especially since my 3 first picks were green, so that means it's probably open, I think. It's a signal.
Is that a card that forces people into your tricks a little bit?
Yeah, you could definitely say that. Like in green-white, you can definitely have a lot of renowned creatures that they have to block, otherwise I'll get such an overwhelming board that I can use my tricks more efficiently. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so let's keep moving on. This is going to be the pick 5.
Yep.
So again, really Yeva's Force Mage is the only green card. Is that where we're going to go here?
I think I'm taking Ramroller here if I'm correct.
Okay, so why Ramroller over maybe another green card?
I mean, I think Force Mage is fine if you're in the right deck. Like, you need the 2-drops, renowned 2-drops to make it really good.
So if like you had an Undercity Troll, you might consider this more at this point?
Exactly. Like, Undercity Troll does its job on its own, but like, Topen Freeblade maybe, and those cards. So I think I'm taking the stronger pick here in Ramroller.
Okay, so Ramroller is the pick. And let's take a look at your 6th pick. Only green cards, a Hitchclaw Recluse.
Yes.
I suspect you didn't take this based on your lament
No, I think Recluse is pretty bad. I tend to want to be aggressive in this format, regardless of which color combination I'm in, except for blue-black. And so I take Charging Griffin, seeing it as a signal, like pick 6. It's a pretty strong card too. So.
Now, is Hitchclaw Recluse a card you'll ever like put in your sideboard, or like that you want to keep an eye out for late?
Yes, I mean, if my deck comes to that I'm blue-green as I ended up as, it can be good if I like really need a roadblock on the draw, but otherwise I don't like it that much.
Okay, so there we see the first 6 picks was the Griffin. You get a 7th pick, Rocks Maulers.
Yep.
You end up with a 9th pick. You have his Force Mage out of that opening pack. And
also, don't forget the automaton.
Oh yeah, the
automaton,
right, turns on your Ram Roller.
Yep.
It's pretty. So does that Bonded Construct.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to play.
Probably not going to play that.
No.
So tell me where you feel like you are at the end of pack 1.
So I feel like green is super open since I especially get the Rocks Maulers and the Wardens so late. So I think I'm for sure in green, and then I could be in any other color. Like Charging Griffin doesn't really pull me in any way, and
you're open to whatever the table sends you now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's take a look. Pack 2, this is coming in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And you talk about being open to what the table sends you. Let's walk over this way a little bit.
All right, yeah,
and let's talk about the Whirler Rogue.
Yeah, Whirler Rogue is one of, I mean, it's the breakout card of this tournament, right? In the constructed rounds, and it's also amazing in drafts. Like, it's definitely one of the top 10 cards in the formats.
You're not psyching me out here. You did take the Whirler Rogue,
yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah.
It's insane. So I just took it.
Let's see the magic check mark.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's actually really, that card seems like it's really good in green blue, where you're going to have just like big fat dumb creatures that maybe can't get through like some dragon fodder or you know.
Exactly. It does this, like, besides from being a 4-mana siege gang, it also turns on my Wardens on turn 4,
right?
Which I can renown, draw that card and make it a 3/5, and all these big creatures, and it's so insane. Yeah.
So just really just green at the end of pack 1 lets him take a Whirler Rogue here and not feel like you're giving anything up that you made. You're basically putting a Charging Griffin potentially on the bench.
Yes, exactly. Like if it's super dry, I'll go out, but otherwise, yeah.
So how important is Leaf Gilder if you are going to be green-blue?
I don't think it's that important, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. But I was actually dividing between 3 cards here. Wallbreaker, Timberwhack Wolf, and Leaf Glider. Willbreaker, which is nice with tricks and potential Stratus Walks, as we see here, and also especially the Whirler Rogue.
Right, Whirler Rogue and Willbreaker is a 2-card combo that lets you just start stealing all your opponent's creatures.
But since I already have the Naturalists and the Rocks Maulers, I'm tending towards the 2-drops, and I think this was actually pretty close, because Leaf Light is great because it gives you mana early on, but afterwards the body tries, it tends to fall out of fashion. Like, it can't really attack into a lot of 1/1s and so on. So I'm dividing between that and Timberwhack Wolf, and I'm taking the Leaf Gilder.
And there's got to be a little bit of a suspicion that maybe the Wolf will come back?
Maybe, I don't think so, since it's the only green card left in the pack. So, but I already have a Timberwhack Wolf, so that's the reason that why it was close. Like.
Okay, all right, let's take a look at your 3rd pick here.
Yeah.
There's another Conclave Naturalist, there's a Zendikar's Royal, but
I'm taking the Claustrophobia. Because I need tricks, I need removals, I have a bunch of creatures, stupid green creatures that just has to get through, and if I'm falling behind or there's an evasion creature that's keep attacking me, I just need to.
And green-blue just doesn't have a ton of removal, right? You have some combat tricks, you have Wild Instincts possibly, but this is a pure.
It's as good as it gets, I think, for removal in blue-green.
As long as you're not putting it on a majoring responder, you're probably going to deal with that creature permanently.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so this is an interesting pick to me here because my eye immediately goes to Farika's Disciple. I'm in green mode.
Sure.
Is that what you're taking here?
No, I'm taking Rogue's Passage here, and I think it's especially good in green-blue. It's very good at finishing off the game. It's going to be great with my Rocks Maulers. It's great with my Wardens, and so on.
I'm kind of surprised to see you taking this card this early, but your response...
Yeah, I thought it was pretty late. Maybe it is a 4th pick, I'm not sure, but I think it's so strong. Like, if the game ever comes to like a board stall, or if I'm ahead, but like not really there to finish the game, Rogue's Passage will almost always win me the game. So I'm taking it here.
All right, so Rogue's Passage is the pick. And now we are, we're not really seeing a lot of anything here.
This is pretty dry, and I think I took a Scrap Skin Drake as a potential free drop. Like, it's pretty good in blue-green, I think. You have a lot of 2-drops in the green, so you can afford to play it on turn 3. If your first play is Scrap Skin Drake, it can be pretty hard against the aggressive creatures to come back.
Let's take a look at your 6th pick.
Yep.
And there's another Herald of the Pantheon in the pack. There's a Llanowar Empath, a Vastwood Gorger, and a Negate in the 2 colors you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here?
I go with the Pantheon. I use 2 drops.
2 drops.
2 drops.
So this is our takeaway from this deck tech is draft your 2 drops.
Draft your 2 drops pretty highly. Like, never leave without them.
Okay, let's take a look at where the rest of the pack goes. So after the Herald of the Pantheon, you get a 7th pick Draga Invocation.
Which is pretty insane. I mean, I think the card is really good, especially in like green, white, green, blue, and green, black. But 7th pick is probably too late for the card. Like, it leads to huge blowouts. So I'm pretty happy about that
Another
one.
Guardian Automaton, a little card drawing possibly for you in Artificial Intuition.
Maybe.
You have some artifacts.
I tend to want to be aggressive as green, blue, so I don't look for them to be in the main deck, but definitely a cyber card.
Okay, let's take a look.
Both Automaton and Stratus Walk is pretty nice for me here, I think.
Let's take a look at the 3rd pack. Let's go here. So there's a kind of one card's going to leap out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume.
It's Hangback Walker, obviously.
Okay.
The second breakout card of the tournament.
All right, let's take a look at your 2nd pick. And wow, this is
pretty dry.
Pretty dry color-wise, but you've already taken 1 Ram Roller.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be great here as well.
Okay, so.
Also with my 2 Automatons now.
Right, 2 Automatons, 2 Ram Rollers. You've got an artifact theme deck.
Yeah, and a Whirler Rogue as well.
Yeah, okay. Pick 3. There's a 3rd Ram Roller for you. Are you going to take it?
No, I'm taking Rune Servitor here. I'm not sure, still not sure about this pick because Ram Roll is so strong in my deck right now. But I kind of like, I need another 2-drop at least, and it turns on the other Ram Rolls. I kind of went with the safe route.
Sure. Okay. Pick 4.
Yeah, we have Claustrophobia, which is,
Same
like, thing as last time.
Yeah, take my removal spell. You see another spider going around late. There's another wolf. Zendikar's Royal.
Yeah.
Is that a card you'll ever play in a deck like this?
I think it's in some decks it's pretty good when you can survive in the early turns. It's good with the spiders, for example, but it's especially a really good cyber card.
Okay, let's take a look at Pack 5. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty exciting. You
Yeah,
get a Woodland Bellower.
Yeah, it's a great top-end card. Like 6 drops are usually a bit too much, but when you get 2 butters out of it, it's pretty great.
Yeah, Magic's all about 2-for-1s, right?
Yes.
All right.
Almost.
Let's take a look at pick 6. And what are you taking here?
Anchor Dater. I still need my tricks. I need my kind of removals.
Sure.
So I think that was a pretty obvious pick for me.
Okay, and let's just take a look at your last couple picks. You do get a Might of the Masses. You get another late rock smallers.
Yep.
You get an 8th pick Zendikar's Royal, and you get the Zendikar's Royal. But do either of those make your deck?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, it was close because I have 2 Conclaves, or 1 Conclave Naturalist, 2 Rock Smallers. So in the main board, I just want to have the 5 drops that actually do something when they come down. But for the sideboard, I mean, it's red-black, blue-black, which is more attrition-based. I have 2 Zendikar Royals, which is actually 2 Herald of Pantheons.
Oh,
so I can play it on turn
nice.
4, play lands afterwards.
So it's important to also have a strategy for your matchups. For post-board.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
so for Joel Larsson, he's 8-2. I got to let him get out there. He's got a lot of work to do. Hoping to be the Swedish national champion this year. He's in a good shape for that. So send him back out to the floor for Brian David Marshall from the Tournament Center.